That's more like it.
Thank God. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jyoti with
And SHRUTI, what's up?
What's up?
What's
How
up,
are you?
up?
Whoa.
I good.
Listen, you've been
Good.
away almost a month, and in that month, nothing happened on Coke Studio Bharat. It's like they fell off. They literally fell off after song 3. I'm like, what is there a schedule to these releases? Like, what is happening? Why is there so much of a gap? Even in the first 3
So let's
songs,
recap.
there were random songs. Random
And there's been no specific time period, right? One came out 2 weeks के उसमें. I remember Holi के एक हफ्ता पहले या 2 दिन पहले एक गाना आया था, which was Holy Day, right?
Yeah, I think the week before Holi it came out.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think 2 weeks before Holi, it released well in advance for Holi, you know? And then उसके बहुत time बाद फिर कहीं से song 3 आया. And you're like, you as a listener and someone who's very excited about the Coke Studio brand, it's just throwing us off a lot because we're like, maybe you've not recorded the whole season and you've just announced it and started the releases. Maybe they're still in the process of doing that. But then it's very weird because at least even if you're doing that, there should be
the rollout plan needs to be in place.
Yeah, like there has to be some kind of like timeline.
Otherwise, momentum won't build. You know, sometimes momentum is what gets you the hits, so as to say, the views, the numbers, the whatever. Like, okay.
I mean, honestly, if the music is good, it'll get you that. But it's just it throws because it's like, okay, suddenly it fell off. Now it's coming back. And now because I'm curious by nature, that's my tagline. I will just check.
I think your tagline should be critically curious. I like it. Like it should be. It's nice, right?
I know. Okay, but it's a nice.
Yeah.
1 month ago was Tajdar. Okay, just seeing the date, March 24th. Okay. And now this song has dropped May 9th. So March 24th say May 9th. 1 second. There's a whole month in the middle, plus 1 week. That's 5 weeks, plus 10 days. That's over 6 weeks of a break between releases. Obviously, you fell off. Obviously, we feel like, okay, the season was only 3 songs. So anyway, I'm being
They also went to Goa and got a flu.
Like you. Very
yes,
nice.
that's what
maybe they did. Okay. But listen, just as like as fans of the brand, we want to just say, please tell us what is the scene, you know, why is this so sporadic and weirdly spaced out? So on that note, let's get to it. I'm very excited they're finally back. 10 Mai ki Pyaar Vichon Khatteya. It's that Tere Nahi Karara Mainu Patteya, that song. 10 Mai ki Pyaar Vichon Khatteya. My favorite version of this is Hari Sukhmani. I'm just saying before anything. So it says embracing the change so far. Yeah. Let's hope this one. It's like amazing. Embracing the change that comes with moving out of your comfort zone. 10 Mai ki Pyaar Vichon Khatteya is an ode to families, friends, and lovers who had to move away from their home to make a life outside. Oh, hard really. Not me, my parents. Okay. Composed by Oscar nominee Tajdar Junaid, the song features Kanwar, Grewal, a musician from a family of farmers whose music has been reflective of his personality. A child prodigy, Deveshi Sahgal, who I've heard before, lending her powerful voice to the song. Amira, Gill, who also happens to be a music therapist. Nice. It also features Vijay Yamla Jatt, the grandson of Lal Chand Yamla Jatt, who's carrying forward the legacy of his grandfather by performing his music and popularizing an age-old instrument called the tumbi. Just mentioned the tumbi, in the last video.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, I'm liking the sound of this, but my expectations are very low. So I'm
just sub-zero if any previous experiences are to go by. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Before we get to the song, I have to do a shout out on Spotlight to someone whose track I just heard, and I really, really like her vocals. So, and she's kind of in this zone. Her name's Mitika Kanwar. She's a Punjabi singer-songwriter. She's from Chandigarh, and she has done a lot of like recreation of folk tunes on her social media, and kind of gained popularity from there. Then she's worked with Jazz Dami. She's worked with Kashmir. She's worked with Salim Merchant, and she's been just doing a lot of stuff in that space. So her new single is called Jhalleya. I'm going to play a little snippet of it. Listen to it and I'll tell you more about it.
पिछे मोड़िया ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਕਦਮ ਜਿੰਨੇ
yeah, that was her single Jhalya, and it's this soulful Punjabi track with, if I'm not mistaken, Afro soul production, and it's obviously sung by her, but it's produced by Dronark, and it's about trusting the solo journey of life, faith, and manifesting love and success.
Aren't we all?
You know? So I think everyone will have heart
the journey and going with it.
Yeah, and I really like the vibe of this track, and you know, it's playlisted on quite a few playlists organically on Spotify. I also noticed that. So
Nice.
Spotify also, Apple Music also. So it's already doing well, and I feel like she's someone to watch out for. You know? So take more power to Mitika, Kanwar. Keep at it. We love it. And now let's get to the other Punjabi folkness that we are about to witness. So ready?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, play.
Coke Studio Bharat. Subscribe now.
करके आ खुदा ए खुदा मेरे यार से जुदा जुदा दीन का रखा ना मैं दुनिया का रहा
तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया दस मैं कि प्यार विचों खटिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया इश्क वाले पासे दियां नरदा खिलार के इश्क वाले पासे दियां नरदा खिलार के जीत गए तू आसी बागे बाजी हार के जीत गए तू आसी बागे बाजी हार के मैनू वेख कमज़ोर मैनू वेख कमज़ोर तेरा चल गया जोर तैयूं मुँह तू सजन कोल वटिया आशिकां दा कम हुंदा ला के निभाण दा ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਛੱਡੂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਣਾ ਏ ਜਹਾਨ ਦਾ ਆਸ਼ਿਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਨਿਭਾਣ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਛੱਡੂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਣਾ ਏ ਜਹਾਨ ਦਾ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਵਿਖਾ ਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਲਾਹੂ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਚੱਟਿਆ ਤੇਰੀ ਨੀ ਕਰਾਰਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੱਟਿਆ दस मैं कि प्यार विचों खटिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया दस मैं कि प्यार विचों खटिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया
ओ गल कर लोकी गौण नी कहानियां कर लोकी कौन नी कहानियां सैया नहीं हो जानिया वो सैया नहीं हो जानिया वो मैनू तेरी नहीं जुदाई वो कर छड्डिया शुदाई ओ तेरी नी जुदाई कर छड्डिया शुदाई यमला बुना के परा सट्टिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया ओ दस मैं की प्यार विचों खट्टिया मैं की प्यार विचों खट्टिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया हो राम तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया ओ दस मैं की प्यार विचों खट्टिया तेरे नी करारा मैनू पट्टिया
Okay. That's more like it.
Thank God.
I literally feel like the season has started now.
Now.
Right? This should have been the first song that they dropped. Like, to say, hey, here we are. Let's get started. Oh, man.
I'm genuinely like, I've teared up. I've just like, this is the start. I agree with you.
लाइक खत्म होने के बाद एक वजह से लेटेंट एनर्जी होती है ना, लाइक खत्म होने के बाद आप ट्रूली फील करते हो कि आपकी बॉडी को कैसा लगा, लाइक यस मेंटली एंड ईयर लाइक सोनिकली व्हेन यू आर लिसनिंग जो लग रहा है, लेकिन उसका रिएक्शन क्या हो रहा है फिजिकल बॉडी पे. आई हैव गूज़बम्प्स ऑल ओवर, like with their voices,
tears, everything.
Yeah, with that music and with the way every instrument was used. And there is this one, they kept the folkness of it so alive. Initially though, the moment it began, I felt like the folkness was merged with this whole Rasta vibe very strongly. Like I was like, एक minute, क्या ये पूरा गाना इस थोड़ी सी R&B इस feel में होने वाला है? Because right in the beginning, the first minute or so, within the 30 seconds ke beyond, up till like 2-3 minutes, it was in that zone. While it was interesting and while it was going, but I was like, and then suddenly it switched. Like it wasn't even ke, verse change hote hi, suddenly the entire mood shifted. And I was like, it made me question कि ये बाद में as a secondary thought change हुआ है, but then I was like, no, I'm being too critical. I'm coming from a perspective of maybe that, that sub expectation I was like I started with, तो मैं हर चीज को discount करने के mood में हूँ. I was like, no, maybe this is designed.
Yeah,
let's be fair, because
let's be fair
clearly
and
this
honest
is,
to this.
yeah. And I was like, although I'm not going to compare it to the entire property of, you know, the whole Coke Studio feel and what we're expecting, I was like, just look at the song as is, what it is, the artists who are performing as is. Their voices, man. Matlab,
I'm still like goosebumps are happening. I'm still like in the zone. You know, like your like the cells in your body are still, the vibration is still in them.
Yes.
But and I can't. It's the voices. It's the, of course it's everything. But it was from the first note, from the first second.
Yes. Yeah. And all the voices. Like it's the way, even that mixing of, like, you know, that slight complete folkness, but with that complete modernization. Like आवाज के अंदर एक वो accent का hint होता है, but आप गा रहे हो something that's extremely, you know, strong folk, and that mix, and then suddenly switching to proper, like, you know, proper folk. Phenomenal. Like I think it was, and then there was that one instrument जिसके अंदर बहुत सारी झांझरें लगी हुई थी, and I was looking at that, and then I was checking out the big ghungroos, like, you know, the big jhanjhar type stuff, and then their clothes and fulkari ka dupatta, and, you know, just folk music ke saath mein the clothes that are associated with that folk you know, region, and then to use that, it was like, you know, and not too much, not like aapne pura hi wo pehen liya, it is just a hint of it. And the moment you're giving a hint of it, it's just going less is more, like, you know, it goes a long way.
Thank you. Understated is underrated. Please, everyone understand. Like,
Oof, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I did feel in some parts though that music and vocals were going together. And I wish that the music was thoda one notch niche to let the vocals sit proper. And then I was like, it could be a setting issue. It could be like so many other things. But then I was like, let me not. Am I enjoying the song? Yes. In a moment, did I feel that? But that's just a moment. So it's all right. Like, you know.
Listen,
beautiful.
Yeah. Understatement. Beautiful is also an understatement. Listen, I truly feel avenged. I just feel like I feel like everything I've been saying in the first 3 tracks about how I'm not loving this season and I'm not feeling the vibes I wanted to feel. I feel avenged. I feel like, okay, I hope saying all those things made some difference, because whatever, they took a long break and they came back with this. Maybe
that's why they did. Maybe they were tweaking and fixing and, like, you know, certain
maybe they took feedback from everyone.
Or this was always planned as is, and they were just like, पुराना इनको भूलने दो पहले, जब पूरी तरह भूल जाएंगे, suddenly we'll come back again
with this.
Listen,
I know, but honestly, starting from the thought you started with, I wish that this had been track 1, because then I would have just been like, yes, we've arrived, and how I love this. This is the essence. This is what we were looking for from the brand of Coke Studio Bharat. It's just in the right space, in the right zone. I want to talk about the song, of course, but everything from the visuals, like you said, the clothes they chose, it kind of drove home the ethnicity in the right amount. And, you know, because I didn't want to say this because I just don't want to sound like I'm a negative person or something, but I just felt like वो थोड़ा दिख रहा था कि उन चीजों पे मे बी इतना टाइम और एनर्जी स्पेंड हुआ है, लेकिन म्यूजिक पे focus kam hua hai, you know. So I was just feeling that anyway. That aside, I felt like in this, the aesthetic was just right. It was just right.
I almost felt like, you know, whenever in doubt, go to the basics. And this is the Coke Studio genre basic. And yet there is there is changes, there is development, but yet it's in the zone which we associate Coke Studio with. So before one experiments, one first establishes this is where we are. And now let the experimentation begin, you know, which in this also with that Rasta vibe, I felt that was still there. And that Rasta vibe has been common with other songs as well. So I literally was like, is that the zone they're going with? Like, you know, कि सारे Coke Studio के जितने भी अभी तक गाने आए हैं, कुछ ना कुछ उसमें एक वो, you know, that R&B type of a vibe has been there. And I'm like, या पता नहीं मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है एक दो गानों में
वो थोड़ा सा I felt like fusion के नाम पे fusion हो रहा था, और you know, new sound के for the sake of it, they were creating a new sound.
किसी ने रास्ता इस चीज में mix नहीं किया है, चलो opposites को mix करते हैं.
It was very weird. Now I'm just going to be very blunt. It was very weird. And that baggage of it that we entered this song with, you need to say that this song is so good that it has let us now drop that baggage. Because, you know, if it was just theek thaak, relatively better than the last 3, we would have been like, this was good. But this is now making me feel like that.
Clean slate ho gaya abhi. Yes.
हो गया because itna like आत्मा को तृप्ति मिल गई है सुन के. I can't. And I was thinking, yeah, I still love the Hari Sukhmani one because I'm very partial to it. But this is at the same level for sure.
Wah.
For sure.
Wah.
Love for this version
Lovely.
is just there because,
Yeah.
and it really just, and you know, the only thing I was thinking while it was on is, was it live sound? Was it live sound when they shot this? I don't know. It says here recorded at Island City Studios, Mumbai, which I scrolled down to see. So I don't know if it was shot while they were singing with the, you know.
I doubt, because Island City Studio, while they have huge studios, but I mean, I've recorded there, I've been there, but I
They don't have the set. You're saying they don't
Yeah.
have space for the set.
Matlab unless it's in zones where, you know, as a voice actor, I don't land up going to those specific studios because they have plenty studios within. So maybe if it's a different one, but it doesn't look like. I don't think it
Doesn't
was.
look like.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it is. Even if it's not,
Maybe
has,
it is. It totally could be.
It
like,
could
you know,
be.
don't
It
know.
could be.
Yeah, it
Maybe
could
because
be.
I think the last one is when we said it. We were like, I was you. I know you were like, it's okay. But for me, that was a very important
for you it
aspect
is.
of Coke Studio. So I was like, is it not recorded live? That's so weird.
Correct.
So that's the whole point of it, to bring that rawness and liveness. But I feel like this was done live. It just felt that
It felt
real,
it. I agree with you.
right?
It did feel like
it
that.
looked
Yeah,
and
yeah.
felt like they were
Kanwar,
genuine.
Grewal.
Matlab
That
kya?
moment when it happened, I was just like,
You're lip syncing it can't, because you know the thing is he clenched his fists, and at that moment I was feeling the emotion so strongly, and then I saw his fists clenched, and I was like, he is singing this live. That's not acting, that's not lip syncing. You can see the force in his body, you know. So that moment was just, and I want to talk about that. But listen, I was, you know, when I read out the artist's name, and I'm just, I was like, Deveshi Sahgal, of course I know her, I've heard her before. And then in my mind, while the song was going on, I was like, 1 second, I know I've played her on my show because I have taken her name so many times to sell a song that I love, I genuinely love, and I can't recollect right now which song it is. And now I remember which song it is. Darya. Darya ka unplugged version she sang. You know,
I'll have to hear it to remember which song it is, because I say I don't recall.
She's done the unplugged, and I remember when it first released 4 years. When it released 4 years ago, I was like, "Who is she? Who is she?" Her voice was so raw and so fucking beautiful. Every week I had the weekend show. Every show I played her version. You know, as much as I love the original version, I played her. So seeing her and hearing her voice again was just like, oof. Man, they have picked the right voices for this song, because how do you not get intimidated when there's a Kanwar Grewal on the track doing what he's doing, right? But
and Amira Gill. Oof.
Yes, but I'm saying both the female.
Yeah. So strong and yet so different. You know what I found really interesting? Yeah. That two female vocalists
and they
were singing the song. And yet they sounded so distinct and wonderful together. Like, you know, I was like, wow, nicely done. Like, this was a good one.
It was so good because they kind of, like you said, they had such different vocal zones and they followed each other, right? It wasn't like female, male, female. It was male, female, female.
Yeah.
So the way they switched from one female into the other, and changed the zone completely, was just beautifully done, and I must give props to the you know, the producers, because when you have such powerful vocalists on a track, you have to really keep the music arrangement as a support and not let it overpower. So I know you said that you felt like it was, I didn't feel that at all. I felt like the arrangement and the production was so wonderfully supportive, because they knew that the stars of this track are the vocals. That's, you know, they knew
and
it.
the tumbi.
Because I mean that, the main character in the instrument was the tumbi. But
Vijay Yamla Jatt, because he was like standing center stage with the artist as much, and you know, it's like almost like the voice of the tumbi was like a fourth voice, literally, like, you know, it's like the sorry, continue.
So these are the main characters in this song. Everything else is kind of support, you know. And it was arranged so beautifully. I remember there was this one, like, where the keys were just like, and it ended also with the keys in that beautiful way, but it was just like, there's like, you know, like a tiny like stream, you know, river bini stream, a small like waterfall brook is happening, and it's just flowing, and these guys, it's just so I don't have the words in my vocabulary to tell you how good this arrangement was. So that, and then let's just come to the vocals now. As soon as it started, his first note and the harmonium and the whole setup, I was like, I think they're going to crack it. I think I knew right then.
Same.
I was like, I think
goosebumps. Finally, could it be? Could it be?
वो energy transfer हो गई. Immediately I felt it, you know.
Totally.
And as it progressed, I was like, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up. Sorry, I was just like, and then at no point did like anything hurt the ear. It was beautiful from start to finish. I don't have the words.
Now I'm just like fingers crossed, and now I am actually looking forward to the next drop, you know, because honestly after the previous ones I'd kind of given up. I was like, हाँ ठीक है, आएगा नहीं आएगा, मेरे को ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. But now I am excited.
Now I'm feeling like pride and joy on another level, because you know, it's like when the name Bharat is associated with a brand, you want it to be mind-blowing, because it's not like we don't have the right talent. It's not even like we don't have the budgets. This show has all the budgets in the world, you know. So
correct.
It's like, come on, man, we gotta crack this. It can't be that difficult, and they've cracked it. I'm just very happy.
Cracked you have. Yeah, we're looking forward now to the next one. Yes.
And I just want to say, everyone on this song, and especially I'm just slightly partial to Kanwar Grewal. I can't get over his voice. It literally has divinity in it. It has the fragrance of the motherland. It has generations of, you know, like generations of artistry in it. You can tell, you know, कि ये जो पूर्वजों से सीख के हम like बड़े होके
genetic specialization, literally. Yeah,
it's God.
Yeah. Wow.
It's you know, it makes my heart so happy.
Yeah,
you know?
There was this one part where it was a really long note. Like he has taken the whole note and now he's coming, like, you know, he's kind of coming towards the end of that note, and it's a note which is a wala note. Okay, that is going on. Suddenly he shifted to a ooh. And I was like, I thought one runs out of breath and stops. He continued it with a
I was holding my breath there
and changed it. I was like, how did he change it? And at this point, that too. And it's like, ye kuch hua, magic kiya.
This is just, wow. You can see sab like ancestors ka aashirwad hai unpe, and it is showing. And how I love, this is the essence of Coke Studio as a brand that we know, you know, it has to have that essence. Okay, I think bas hab Amira. Abhi bhi nahi hua hai. I still want to say more, but I don't have the words.
Say for the next track.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Thank you guys. You did it for us. Aha, the joy. Okay, so props to everyone involved, and we are now really looking forward to track 5. So hopefully it'll come soon. Chalo, on that note, let me know if there's anything else we should react to. What you thought of this song, please leave a comment. I really want to know what the takeaway is after this one from Coke Studio. Miss Bhola is there on Instagram. Do support the channel, hit those buttons, and we'll see you soon. Live long and prosper. Yay.